You're an interesting dude because it seems like your ears are permanently wide open to all that's going on.
2, 1, 0. All engine one.
Greetings, I'm Don Letts, aka the Rebel Dread, alongside London-based musician, multi-instrumentalist, producer and DJ Ash Walker to talk about his latest album, Astronaut, on Nighttime Stories. Drops!
End of June. Astronaut came about being massively inspired by Afrofuturism, and it was a time for me to sort of take my previous album, which was described as an underwater journey to outer space, to another world, you know, to show people this other world and these other dimensions that I'm trying to convey in my music.
I'm loving the Afrofuturist connection because for me it's the only way forward creatively for black people, because it's about looking to the stars, not pandering to the streets.
You're so right, I couldn't agree more.
Did you ever feel?
I'll tell you what really grabbed my attention on the first track, Only Love.
Yes.
You've got Lamb singer Lou Rhodes on there, right?
That's right.
Big fan.
Yeah.
Talk to me about how that came about.
Likewise, man, I'm a huge fan. That started life as an instrumental track, really. When I was mixing it with a friend, Dan Austin, who'd done a lot of work on Massive Attack's albums, my manager said, how about you work on a track with Lou? And the moment she heard it, she was thrilled. She said, I'd love to do this. I've got great ideas for it. Let's get in the studio together. And we went to record it down in the West Country. And yeah, that's sort of how...
Results.
Yeah, that's how it was born.
Result,
yeah,
Bridget.
yeah.
I just keep on letting go. I just keep on letting go. I just keep on letting go. I just keep on letting go.
Who's the Ebby crew? You got them on the second track. Is it Letting Go?
I originally, funnily enough, heard about them from Jet, who had played me one of the records that they were cutting at his plant, and he said, you've got to listen to this, you're going to love it. And then I did a bit of research and I was like, found the record label, which at the time was Solitaire Records, and managed to get in touch with them. Said, yeah, I'd love to do a remix for you guys, this music's super cool. Ended up doing a remix for them, then we all became really good friends, and then sort of one afternoon we were cooking up some music, and before we knew it, we had something on our hands. I'd just been talking to Andrew Ashong, thought, I've got a perfect song for you, Andrew. Do you want to maybe jump on this? And he was like, I'd love to.
I've got to let the people know, by the way, he mentioned Jet, that's my son. The next track, title track, Afronaut, right?
Yes.
You got to work with someone you were a fan with from your teenage days, Amp Fiddler.
Absolutely, yeah.
Talk to me.
Super humbled to work with Amp, you know, such an amazing artist, such a massive influence to me. He completely embodies the whole Afrofuturist movement, like everything that he does and who he is, and he's just a world of ideas. He heard the track, he said, I don't like the track, and I thought, damn, what am I going to do? He don't like it. He was like, I love the track. He sent me the vocals back. I remember I was driving back on the motorway in a van at the time, these really tinny speakers, I had it on full blast, and I was just like, I had to stop what I was doing and play it again to just concentrate on what he'd done, and I was blown away.
LaVille's also on that track, right?
Yeah, he's also on that track, so LaVille's lead singer in my band. It was just a case of tightening up some bits and bobs and putting the icing on the cake, as it were.
Now, I'm intrigued by the title of the fourth track, Babylon Triangle of Captivity.
Yeah.
Where the hell did that come from?
Okay, so I can't really take full credit for that name. One of my favourite movies is the 1980 film Babylon.
Oh, Franco Rosso's film.
Absolutely.
Brilliant film.
Yeah, no, amazing director as well. It was the lead character in that who was...
Blue.
Blue, who was the lead singer of Aswad, and he basically...
He goes to see a Rasta man.
Exactly.
I know who you're talking about. I know the scene.
Yeah, and he's a bit down and out, and the Rasta man sort of sits him down, gives him the ritual chalice and says to him, yo, this is what it is. Like, first Babylon is Africa, you know, to the east, right? And then to the west, Jamaica, second Babylon, you know? And then to the north, England, third Babylon, you know? And then he's like, maps it out. He's like, this is the Babylonian triangle of captivity. It draws it back to this Afrofuturism vision again of being trapped in this captivity within this triangle, thinking that you can't break free from it, you know?
Time Gets Wasted, I noticed you've employed the talents of Slytherfav, who I've played several times on my radio show, but I know diddly squat about him.
We had a gig with my band in Berlin at Club Gretchen, and a few nights before I noticed that Quantic was playing.
Okay, cool.
And Quantic's band had some incredible musicians in them, one of them being Slytherfav, and his lead singer was Denisha. And I was blown away at their performance. He's an amazing producer, amazing musician, like multi-instrumentalist. Not a lot of people know that he played in Prince's band for a couple of years before Prince died. I made Time Gets Wasted and sent it to Denisha. She sent me the vocal, which I was, again, fascinated by how beautifully she'd layered it and recorded it. And I said to her, do you reckon Sly would be down to get on this tune? She was like, yeah, I'm sure he would, just holler at him, you know? So I messaged him out of the blue. He was like, man, I love the track. Denisha's vocal slaps. Give me a week or two, I'll send you something back. And I was just expecting tenor sax to come back, just filling up a few little bits and pieces. But he did this whole orchestration.
There's a firing new jazz scene in London, and I noticed that you brought in a couple of heavyweights for Automaton.
I had this sort of almost reggae style beat with Alex Cosmo Blake playing an insane guitar part. Really good friends with Oscar Jerome, and Oscar said, look man, I've got this idea, like, you know, like Congo's Fisherman.
Yeah.
And I said, man, like, lay it down and send it to me. The next day I got the vocal back with all the layers, and I was just like, mate, you've beyond nailed the brief here. Yeah, I already had Joe Armand-Jones playing organ on the track, so I was, yeah, just, again, super happy that I had these sort of jazz heavyweights just coming through to bless the thing.
LaVille makes a third appearance on the next track, right?
Yes, he does. He's on some backing vocals and just embedded in the music. So this is one of my more compositional heads, straying away from the conventional sound of what people, I don't know, maybe expect from me. It was originally written as like a feeling of landing on another planet, basically, and it stems massively from my love of engineering and architecture and design.
And is this the track that features that British Bahrainian horn player, Yaz Ahmed? Is that the one?
Absolutely, yeah, this is the one. She was just super down to jump on this, and then I sent it to her, and she said, do you mind if I play flugelhorn on it? I said, absolutely not, you play flugelhorn. And she came through with this sort of triumphant line that just sort of led through the top of the track and really sort of gave it meaning and clarity.
I got my pin foot forward and I ain't stepping back. So what you gon'
The eighth track is Petrol Head, which I believe you've been playing live for years.
Yes, we have.
Why did you finally decide to take it to the studio?
It was actually my manager's idea, Abel, who said, you know what, that's such a good song. We always play it at the end of our set. It's always like, do you want one more? Yeah, we want one more. All right, we'll give you one more. So we give him Petrol Head. He said, look, by this point in the set, everyone's dancing, everyone's having a good time, so why don't you record it? We all went down to Rack Studios for a day and just thought, let's just get in and do it. So this is the one track on the album that features my whole band, and everyone really came through and their parts really shone on it.
And for the penultimate track, I noticed Yaz makes another appearance, right?
Yeah,
you obviously
does.
like her.
Yeah, no, I'm always super stoked to work with Yaz. And this time she brought her partner through, Noel Langley, who's, again, an amazing musician. He's on muted trumpet on that one. And then Yaz steps up on flugelhorn again, but just really giving that track diversity and layers that it's sort of called out for.
For the final track, Jupiter, I noticed you've roped in Kennebec.
We became good friends because he's one of my label buddies. I'd always seen what he was up to and massively inspired by the music that he made. I'd had this sort of sketch for Jupiter and I said to him, would you like to jump on it? I sent it over, and I mean, again, he's a multi-instrumentalist and producer, so I was maybe expecting a little bit of guitar or, you know, like a little bit of salt and pepper. So what he actually sent back was he'd elaborated on my piano line and added this sort of extra layer of groove. And then he messaged me back saying, that's not all I want to do. I've got a couple of friends. They had Steve Reich on cello and Mitch Limori, who's a Japanese flautist, and then sent me back such a beautiful, beautiful couple of layers that I couldn't be more thankful about.
And that just about wraps up our deep dive into Ash Walker's brand new album Astronaut and Nighttime Stories, which to my mind is a great listening experience. Thank you, Brethren.
Thank you, man. Much love.